Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's certainly a lot of issues we could go in this direction. I've heard some people speaking first about the global climate change and the impact, and I think we all realize that through the CAFE standards, it's going to have virtually no impact on the global climate change. You and I both know that. And I think having the CAFE standards, the interesting part is the thing apparently we're willing to do is ignore the cost of life and injuries that have occurred as a result of our efforts in America to reduce our consumption. That they've said that under this report that 46,000 people have died in crashes in cars if they had simply been driving a heavier car in that time. But people are trying, so in a feel-good mood to try to get our CAFE standard, get our less consumption, we're going to smaller, lighter cars. We know that 23% of our car, or 23% of the weight of a car has been reduced over the numbers of years. That's increased number of rollovers and increased numbers of deaths. So this feel-good attitude that I hear in Congress and through this administration of trying to enhance this, it's not going to affect the environment. We know that. And it's also putting lives of people at risk. And I think we all, even from the National Highway Trade, your own report has come out and said that for each 100 pounds that you reduce, you're going to increase the accident or the death rate of 1% of people driving cars. I don't accept all that. I know it's fact like that, but I'm not accepting that that's the direction we should be going in. But we're going to lose that argument. We understand. The feel-good attitude from this administration and some folks here want to have us continue in that direction. What I'm more equally as concerned about are people in rural America, that this cost that you're imposing on us is going to be passed on to the consumer. And we're seeing from, I guess it's from the National Highway Trade, someone's come up with said that it's going to increase the price of cars somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 to $3,000 to make this achievement. But having said that, how do we justify increasing that cost to people in low-income states like West Virginia or Arkansas or Mississippi? Because we have to buy those cars too. It's one thing if you want to promote the car in Connecticut or Maryland where there's $70,000 median family incomes, but in rural America, it's in poorer states of $38,000, $39,000, or $40,000. That's a big discrepancy, but yet we're trying to buy the same car, and because of this feel-good attitude that we're having with it, this report that I've been given, it says that we're going to reduce, with this increase of the vehicles, we're going to reduce 3 to 4 million people aren't going to be able to buy a new car. And we're going to remove 5.8 to 6.8 million people, licensed drivers, to be able to buy a new car. And we're forcing them to buy an older car. I'm troubled with this. So how all would you respond? Do you think these reports are wrong from the insurance groups or the other entities that have put out reports about safety and costs? Who can answer that?
I'll start. With respect to the cost and the concern about pricing people out of the ability to buy cars, I want to give you a few numbers. The overall cost, we estimate in the TAR, the overall cost of this rule by 2025, if we kept the same standards, which again, we're going to revisit those standards, but if we kept the same standards, would be $87 billion. At the same time, the overall benefits, we estimate, are $175 billion. So essentially, a 2 to 1.
Am I supposed to feel good in West Virginia then? I can't buy a car, but health benefits are going to improve around the country? I want to get back to specifics. Don't talk at 30,000 feet to me. Get down to what, if that cost, increase that cost is going to be a car of $3,700. How's someone with a $36,000 median family income going to be able to afford a new car?
I have a couple thoughts on that. One is, let's bring it down to an average per car. We estimate in the TAR, NHTSA estimates in the TAR, that the average cost increase for a car by 2025 will be approximately $1,200. That $1,200 is more than completely offset by an estimated $1,900 in savings, in fuel savings, and that's just fuel alone. That doesn't take into account the climate benefits and the things about which some
I'm sorry,
disagreement has been
My
expressed.
time's expired, but if I could reclaim it, it says based on the National Highway Traffic Safety, it's $2,937, not 800 and some dollars, sir.
Congressman, if I could clarify just a couple of things, I want to make clear that everybody understands that given the design of the program, nobody is required to buy any particular car. The automakers, in fact, are and will be able to offer a wide range of cars, going from very modestly priced cars as they do now to higher end cars as they do now. And so there will be cars available for people in every income level, and they will save money immediately because of paying less for gas. I also wanted to clarify the first comments you made before, and Mr. Hamelsbaugh may want to add to it as well, in terms of lightweight cars. The whole design of this footprint-based approach to the cars is to make sure that we are not sacrificing safety for this environmental and fuel economy benefit. This program does not require cars to be made lighter. It allows the automakers to provide a range of cars so that they can fully take into account all of those considerations.
Gentleman's time has expired, so I thank the gentleman